The Moneyline News Hour, weeknight 6:30 Eastern on CNN.
Hello, I'm Lou Waters in the news. Cuban President Fidel Castro has declined an invitation to attend the World Trade Organization conference in Seattle. Reuters news service reports the Cuban leader told Representative Jim McDermott of Washington the U.S. government doesn't want him there. This morning, people were banned from the building where trade negotiations will occur, while the Secret Service did a security sweep. That after Seattle police discovered evidence of a possible break-in at the center. Nothing was found and the convention center was reopened. The Immigration and Naturalization Service says a 5-year-old Cuban boy rescued from the Florida Straits last week legally can stay in the United States. Leon Gonzalez is staying with relatives in Miami. Fishermen found him off the Florida coast last Thursday clinging to an inner tube. His mother and 9 other refugees drowned when their boat sank 2 days earlier. His biological father still is in Cuba and is demanding his son be returned. I'm Lou Waters. More news later. Showbiz Today is next.
This is CNN.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jim Moray in Hollywood.
And I'm Lauren Sidney in New York. And Jim, the only place busier than the mall this weekend was the Cineplex.
Millions of people went to see Toy Story 2 on a record-setting holiday for movie makers. The animated sequel earned a stunning $80 million over the 5-day period.
And that demolished the previous Thanksgiving weekend record set by A Bug's Life. And it left James Bond settling for second place. The World Is Not Enough earned $34.1 million.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's new movie, End of Days, ended up with $31.2 million, good enough for third place. Toy Story 2 hit the mark with help from Bullseye, one of the new characters in the sequel. He's part of Woody's Roundup, along with Jessie and Stinky Pete. Dennis Michael rounded up the stars who voiced the roles.
For kids, both literal and virtual, there's nothing more delightful than a new toy. And Disney and Pixar have provided some new playthings with personality in Toy Story 2. Joan Cusack makes her animation voice debut as the antic but fragile character Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl.
Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln!
I thought it was fantastic. It was really one of the best experiences I had. You know, and it just was fascinating because you're kind of totally alone in this isolated booth, but you're also around this incredible team of creative people doing this movie for kids that's just so meaningful and their hearts are all in the right places.
He's mint in the box, never been opened.
The same cannot necessarily be said for Stinky Pete. He's a new character in the Toy Story toy box, but Kelsey Grammer, who provides his voice, is an animation veteran, having played a major character in Anastasia, among other toon work. The best part, says Grammer, is seeing one's own work and still not knowing what's coming next.
Completely surprised. Always surprised. Usually pleasantly surprised.
More than any other kind of filmmaking, this kind of animation is a director's medium, says Grammer, and he has to place his trust in director John Lasseter.
Remember, Woody is just, you know, you've talked him into going up to see Jesse. He's restored, he's ready to leave. He's going to leave you guys, you know. And Jesse's really upset, and he goes up, you know, go
This is the more
Jesse.
gentle one. He just says to you, oh, yeah, that's it. And I think, what the hell did I just do? And then he says, I can't wait to animate that. And so, you know, I mean, when you hear that from him, you figure you got the right performance and it's going to be all right.
Jessie and maybe even Stinky Pete will be adored by children for generations, along with the rest of the Toy Story gang. And more actors are discovering the joys of doing animation voice work, one of the most simplest, purest, and most satisfying kinds of acting.
There was no kind of distractions. You're just kind of doing your thing, and I loved it. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Maybe the only thing better than having a new toy is being one. Dennis Michael, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
Maybe. You can not only hear Tom Hanks, you can see him in another new holiday movie. He appears on screen in The Green Mile, one of more than a dozen films opening in the next couple of weeks. Paul Vercammon takes us to the movies.
You think the stores are crowded this holiday season? Try movie theaters stuffed with Oscar hopefuls and star spoonfuls.
Help build this franchise, which you benefited from.
Al Pacino coaches in Any Given Sunday. Robin Williams turns robotic in Bicentennial Man.
Hi, little guy.
Tim Allen and Sigourney Weaver do comedic battle in Galaxy Quest. And Gina Davis enters the children's classic Stuart Little.
Mom, Dad, I'm home. Of course, each movie has its own challenges, and this one was, in fact, that the lead character never showed up.
The Mouse is completely digital and faces fierce holiday competition.
A lot of people out of school, and because at the end of the year, you get people, jamming in their releases for Oscar contention. So you have two kinds of pipelines being fueled at this moment in time.
Most of it high-octane Academy Award juice. Go to 1950s Italy, Matt Damon, Jude Law, and Gwyneth Paltrow in The Talented Mr. Ripley, from a stylish, eerie novel. It's director Anthony Minghella's first film since The English Patient.
This is the story of a miracle.
Tom Hanks is a humane prison guard in The Green Mile, adapted from Stephen King stories.
In the realm of, big-time commercial mainstream movie making, this is a bodacious Hail Mary pass, and I wanted to be in on the play.
Denzel Washington plays boxer Reuben Carter in The Hurricane, while Snow Falling on Cedars examines prejudice against Japanese Americans amid a murder trial. Enough crime, more punishment. Tortured comic Andy Kaufman is captured by Jim Carrey in Man on the Moon. Girl Interrupted, an insane asylum for girls with Angelina Jolie and Winona Ryder. Angela's Ashes traces the bestseller back to Ireland and a poor mother's boys.
It's just the story of the terrible poverty in which they live in Limerick, and her struggle to keep the family together.
The End of the Affair entwines Ralph Fiennes and Julianne Moore during the London Blitz. Also look for more in Magnolia with Tom Cruise in a supporting role. Boogie Nights director Paul Thomas Anderson steers this mix of characters in the San Fernando Valley. And Michael Caine runs an orphanage and abortion mill in Cider House Rules.
It was one of the few examples in a movie where an orphanage is portrayed as someplace nice, where the kids are happy.
It is not easy being the one that stands up and says the truth.
Director Tim Robbins views 1930s communist paranoia in The Cradle Will Rock. There's Kirk Douglas in Diamonds. An ex-prize fighter searches for the missing gems. Anna and the King sends Jodie Foster to Siam, a version of The King and I, no singing. Not all of their holiday box office dreams and Oscar wishes will come true. There's not enough room. Paul Verkaman, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
It's not the end of Arnold Schwarzenegger's day at the box office. He can still pull in moviegoers, and musical maverick Beck gets funky on his new album.
My father started the Mettmann Manufacturing Company in 1942. Since then, the Mettmann name has become synonymous with ill-conceived products that carry the risk of serious physical injury. But we have made a little progress. We just signed up for this great service called Stamps.com. It lets you print your postage straight from your printer, and it's actually legal. It really comes in handy for all our recall notices. Get well cards and flowers for the families.
Every year, people buy 20 million Walgreens brand batteries. They purchase 6 million rolls of Walgreens film. Pick up 1 million spools of Walgreens dental floss. And go through 2 million Walgreens shaving products. Maybe that's why Walgreens aspirin is so popular. Walgreens, the brand America trusts.
By refinancing, we saved $600 a month.
Being self-employed and a student was no problem at all. We were able to eliminate some 18 to 20% credit cards.
Superior gave me the help just when I needed that help.
Do what thousands of homeowners have already done. Call Superior direct at 1-888-678-7777.
We're on a deadly snake hunt today with my Pentax IQ Zoom 160.
Pentax has the longest compact zooms in the world, so I can keep a safe distance away and still get a tight shot. Oh, too close. You're a little bit grumpy. I could die taking this picture, but my Pentax is impervious to the bite. Oh! Now there's a gorgeous girl. Aren't your pictures worth a Pentax?
Now, the road dog, boots to the midsection, hardcore Holly, momentarily distracted, up and down, the pump handle slam, hook of the leg, 2, 3, this one is over. Can you believe it? We didn't even get into the fact that Pierre became Al Snow's friend while Holly had...
A majority of networks left a meeting on minorities today before having their say. Representatives of NBC, ABC, and Fox walked out of a public hearing called by the NAACP to press broadcasters for more diversity on screen and behind the scenes. Only Les Moonves of CBS addressed that organization. The other representatives entered statements in the record, but said because of last-minute schedule changes by the NAACP, they could not stay any longer. With all of the networks threatened with a possible NAACP boycott, Moonves promised more shows with diverse casts.
We at CBS are acutely aware of our obligations to serve the public interest. At a time when more and more programming services boast of their successes in reaching increasingly narrow slices of the overall audience, we remain proud of our standing as a broadcaster in the true sense of the word, seeking to serve and entertain the widest possible audience.
Blacks and whites don't seem to view the issue with the same concern. According to a new Gallup poll, 66% of blacks think there are too few black actors in prime time. In contrast, only 24% of whites felt there are too few blacks on TV shows now. The numbers are similar regarding blacks in film. 60% of blacks felt there are too few on screen, but only 24% of whites felt that same way.
A diverse crowd turned out for the annual Hollywood Christmas Parade this weekend. Beau Bridges served as Grand Marshal, and he was joined en route by David Arquette and familiar faces from a variety of TV shows. Okay, Hollywood's got the Christmas spirit, but there is one guy who doesn't, Ebenezer Scrooge. He appears on TNT this weekend to wish everybody bah humbug. Lauren Hunter reports on a slew of holiday specials that only a Scrooge wouldn't love.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
The Christmas song is one of the holiday season's most evocative memories. Now that 'tis the season, the sights and sounds of holiday cheer are popping up all over the TV dial.
Walking in a winter wonderland, wonderland.
TNT conjures up ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future in a new version of Charles Dickens' classic tale.
Merry Christmas. What reason have you to be merry? What right have you to be merry?
It's a familiar fit for actor Patrick Stewart, having played Scrooge and every Christmas Carol character in his one-man theater production. Here, his focus was keeping the familiar fresh.
Humbug.
If I just say bah humbug, that might as well be something just written on a T-shirt. But instead, behind that bah humbug is an intense emotional reaction.
It's the most wonderful time.
Audiences can celebrate the magic of Christmas with Garth Brooks, learn about caring for others in Disney's Bear in the Big Blue House, or tune in to HBO's reading of Goodnight Moon and other sleepy time tales.
Good night noises everywhere.
And you'd better watch out, because Santa Claus is coming to town in Santa and Pete.
Couldn't see very well in there.
You need to work on your entrance, Nick.
It's based on an old European legend that has St. Nick in a Spanish jail on a trumped-up spy charge, befriended by Pete, the jail's cook.
St. Nicholas says, come join me. And they become a team.
It's a rosy Christmas for Rosie O'Donnell and friends.
It's going to be a Christmas special to end all Christmas specials.
And it's a Christmas to remember for Amy Grant. Her special brings together 3 generations of artists, including 98 Degrees.
It was kind of cute when I first met them. One of the guys said, hey, I've got a confession to make. And he said, I don't know if you read your mail, but he said, I wrote you a love letter when I was 8.
So whether you're 8 or 80, and whether you've been bad or good, it's a holiday TV season with something for everyone. Lauren Hunter, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
NYPD Blues arresting Kim Delaney celebrates her 35th birthday today. Comedian Gary Shandling turns 50, and veteran actress and Laura Dern's mom, Diane Ladd, is 67.
Log on to dsports.com, the ultimate online sporting goods store. dsports.com. Seize the D.
Well, we had a fiscal year. It was a good year. If you look at the charts, you'll see the arrow goes up, which is good, as opposed to going down. So in conclusion, that's it.
Savan pants. Soft, comfortable, stylish. So you'll look good no matter what happens.